Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Let that land. This isn't motivation. This is a command. You decide the man or woman you are becoming, then you execute like your life depends on it. Because it does. I'm Massimo Rigotti, and this is the Sober Method Podcast, the precise, repeatable operating system that is replacing outdated 12-step loops with world-class framework for true confidence and lifelong sobriety. Now, last week in Observe, you did the work most people never dare do. You took the raw Stoic reflections from the week before, distilled them into one crystal clear North Star core idea, and then ran real-life triggers through a full behavior chain analysis. You documented the trigger, the lightning fast judgment, what your body did, the emotion that flooded in, the automatic action you took, and the painful consequence that kept the cycle alive. You now have forensic level data on exactly how your old programming has been running the show. Today, we move into step 3, behavior, and step 4, execute. The two steps where high performers separate themselves from everyone else. This is where we stop being victims of our wiring and start engineering a new one. Now, in my book, I explained that the entire SOBER method is built on Dr. W. Edward Deming's continuous improvement cycle. The same system that turned post-war Japan into an industrial powerhouse. We are applying industrial-grade quality control to your mind and behavior. Observe gives you the measurement. Behavior is where you design the fix. Execute is where you test it in the real world and measure the results. Then you cycle back and improve. And here is exactly why the SOBER method works when other approaches fall short. Now, what happens when the execute test doesn't work perfectly? Well, you don't quit, and you don't beat yourself up. Instead, you treat it as valuable data and immediately course correct. If the new behavior doesn't deliver the result you expected, you return to observe. You run a fresh behavior chain analysis on what actually happened during the test, and you ask, what part of the new chain still needs refining? Was the judgment not strong enough in the moment? Or was the action too hard to execute under pressure? Did an unexpected trigger appear? You take that new data, you go back to behavior, and you redesign a stronger version of the chain, and then execute again. This is continuous improvement in action. Every failure is simply feedback that makes your next lap around the wheel even more powerful. High performers don't see setbacks, they see data for faster optimization. This is why SOBER works long-term when other methods don't. It's built to iterate until the new behavior becomes automatic. Now let's do the work together right now. I want you to grab your SOBER journal and a pen, open it to the strongest behavior chain analysis you completed last week. Step 3, behavior, designing that new chain. So, why does this step work so powerfully? Because once you see the old chain clearly, you can consciously rewire it. Your brain's neuroplasticity, the same mechanism that wired the bad habit, now becomes your greatest ally. Every time you practice the new response, you strengthen new neural pathways and weaken the old ones. This is elite level self-engineering. Now, here are the deeper questions high performers ask in the behavior step, and I want you to write your answers down now. Question 1, what is the new judgment I will install the instant this trigger hits? Question 2, what new physical action will I take instead of the old automatic behavior? Question 3, what positive consequence am I intentionally creating and how will it feel in my body? Now, the example from my own life from last week, the phone notification during dinner, the old judgment was if I don't answer, the caller will think I'm failing. And the new judgment is I am going to be fully present with the people who matter. That is my highest priority. With a new action that the phone goes face down on the table and I say out loud, I'll handle this after dinner. And the new consequence is that I feel calm, connected, and proud of myself instead of anxious and scattered. I want you to write yours now. Make it so clear you can execute it even if you were half asleep or stressed. Once you have the new chain, I want you to role play it out 3 times. You can pause and do that now or after you listen to this full episode. Speak the new judgment, perform the new action, and feel the new consequence in your body. This rehearsal is how champions train. Step 4, execute. Test it in the real world. This is where the Deming cycle truly comes alive. You don't just plan, you execute and measure. Every single day, you are running live experiments on yourself, and the feedback you collect is what lets you refine and improve faster than anyone else. For the next 7 days, your mission is simple and non-negotiable. I'm giving you a 7-day high-performance execute challenge. Every time the trigger from your BCA appears, I want you to first pause and take one conscious breath, deep breath. Then second, I want you to deploy your new judgment. Third, execute the new action. Fourth, immediately log the result in your journal. Did the new consequence show up? How strong was it on a 1 to 10 scale? What, if anything, still needs tweaking? Review your logs every night for 10 minutes max. This nightly measurement is what creates exponential progress. High performers don't guess, they measure. You're no longer hoping for change, you are engineering it. Now you've got this. The version of you that declared in Stoic is already showing up. Now, next week, we wrap up the full overview of S.O.B.E.R method with step 5, restore, learning how to seek genuine forgiveness, close the loop, and move forward with a clean slate so nothing from the past can pull you backward. Then in 2 weeks, we kick off episodes with guests each week sharing their actionable advice. If you're currently struggling with addiction and you're open to having your story shared to help thousands of others, I am looking for some serious volunteers. We'll record your first coaching session with me in a long-form 2 to 3 hour deep dive sit-down. If you're ready to step up and apply, go to sobermethod.com/podcast. The link is also in the show notes. I'm Massimo Rigotti. This is the S.O.B.E.R Method podcast. And if today's episode lit a fire in you, please share it with someone who needs it. Tag me at S.O.B.E.R Method on all social media platforms if you're running the 7-day behavior and execute challenge, because I want to hear the results you're already seeing. So drop that phone, pick up your pen, go execute who you said you would be. Your future is sober.